From the Show Me State, birthplace of James Mercer, Langston Hughes, it's the Colbert Connection. Your hosts, Melody and Danica, are connecting you to the world through Facebook Live with today's topics, hot button, and creative conversation. I'm your announcer, Dr. Colbert, working hard for a free meal and a bottle of crushed grapes. And now, here's your host, the Colbert Connection, Melody Colbert King and Danica Colbert.
Welcome to the Colbert Connection. Today is Tuesday. It is the August the what? 4th. Okay.
Happy
2020.
August 4th.
Voting Day. Have you been out to vote yet? You have an hour left. If you have not been out there, get out there and vote, because if you don't vote, we don't want to hear your complaints. I said that when I was on the council, and I'll say it now. If you're not voting, you don't have room to complain. So please get out there and vote. There's no fine print that you need to read. It's just look at the people, study those issues, and vote. Which brings me to something. Fine print. Terms and conditions. You know, everything on social media has it, and it says, read and accept these terms and conditions. How many of us really read that? Do you read the terms and conditions, or do you just push I accept and say, hey, it's all gonna be good?
I usually just accept. It's true.
So I'm just saying, when they listen in on your phone, and it happens, just in case you don't believe it, and when they listen in on your social media, your Facebooks and that kind of thing, it's like, where do you think these ads are coming from? The targeting ads you get. Read the fine print. That's a thing that we have bad, is we don't read fine print. And I just need to know how many of y'all do that too.
I do it. I'm guilty. I
I'm
don't
gonna
read.
need you to do better. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
So what
I
are you
need
saying? What am I giving up rights to?
You giving up rights. They get all your pictures. They get all the information you put on there. They get everything, but
Like all your pictures?
all of them.
Like all of them?
Even those hidden ones. I'm just saying, they're on there. But that's just some information. Just read the fine print. So we're coming close to the presidential election. We're getting closer and closer. What do you think on that?
I just want to know who's running with President Biden. I'm going to put it out there. Who's going to run with
Speak
President
into
Biden?
existence is what she's doing,
I need
y'all.
to know. Inquiring minds would like to know who he's going to run with.
And we've been waiting now for ever since he announced that he was running.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Biden, we're going to need you to come on with your running mate, so we can make an informed decision on who we need to vote for.
Absolutely.
Whether it's Trump or whether it's you.
No, there's really not a question about who is it. We just
That's
like
what
to
she's
know,
saying.
in the event something happened to you, who would be the next president? That's what we need to know.
I'm just saying, there's two people running. Two people. But the issues are, how is he, what are the issues? What are the issues? You going to be voting your pocketbook?
Absolutely.
Or you going to be voting for somebody who's
What?
It's a family-friendly show.
Family friendly.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we watch our language here, and we don't put people down or anything like that.
No, there's one option. One option.
One option, and that is to vote.
That's it.
To vote.
Absolutely.
So Trump's been telling us that we should delay the election.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
Well, let's
This is
talk,
one of my
because this is some
gurus
discussion.
when it comes to what does that mean exactly? What does that mean if that were to happen?
Delaying the election is just really not possible, and to still have a current president, because the Constitution lays out that if a sitting president if we don't have an elected sitting president by, January the 10th,
Okay.
when they take seat, if we don't have one by then, that seat is, there is no presidential seat.
So
So our Constitution and it's still kind of vague, but what it says is it allowed, it goes down the ranking. You go down the ranking of the people in the administration. So you don't have a president-elect, you don't have a vice president-elect. Your third person is normally going to be your speaker. The speaker.
And the Speaker of the House is?
Well, who's the Speaker of the House?
Nancy Pelosi.
Well, okay then. So,
And-
but there's even still a caveat for that.
Okay.
Because the House is cleared out in November also. So you drop down to the next one,
Who's the next one?
your Senate leader.
Who's that?
Which is, I don't know his name.
What side does he sit on?
He's a Democrat.
Bless him.
So
I don't even know who he is.
we
Bless
don't
him.
care what you are, if you're Republican or if you're Democrat or if you're, what are the rest of them, Green Party
Right.
or Independent. The moral of this is to
Get out and
vote.
vote. Absolutely.
And just in case there's somebody who didn't understand, a president can't do that anyway. So all that to say, it can't be done anyway.
However, this president's done a lot of things I didn't know he could do.
Well,
I'm just saying. I didn't know. Well, you don't know what you don't know. Let's start there. And
yes.
until he invokes some of the powers that he has invoked, do you realize that he can do that?
Well, people don't realize that. They just hop on the bandwagon and say, yes, let's do that. Let's delay the election because of mail voting fraud that may happen. And, well, this is the U.S. of the A, and we can supposedly send men to moon and the Mars and space and all of that. So you mean to tell me we can't get an election counting method that's tamper-free, that we can accurately count votes in 2020?
Ma'am?
Yes.
But you know, we still haven't figured that out in some of the locations, though. I just want to put that out there.
So brings to the point, is there mail fraud? Is there voting fraud, or is it voting suppression?
Facebook?
What say you, Facebook? What say you? Is it more voting fraud, or is it voting suppression? Both of them are very real.
We want to know.
I'll give you my take on it. It's voting suppression, because otherwise, why are you doing so much to discount people's votes if you weren't scared? I guess scared is the best term I can use right now of the outcome.
Absolutely. And I feel that's probably why we're trying to do the delay.
Well, it's not
Also,
going to happen. That's all I can say. So I don't know what they're going to figure out for that, but that's not going to happen. So anyway, the moral is to get out and vote.
Vote.
If you're not registered, you have time to get registered before the November election. So please get out and vote. And everybody who got out and vote today, hey, put a picture of your sticker on there so we can give you a thumbs up or something and say, hey, attaboy, you did good. Because voting is important. People died for the right to vote. So please get out and vote. Conspiracy theories. Just saying. What do you think on conspiracy theories?
They do exist. However, you are the guru.
Yes. No.
However, you are the guru of the conspiracy theories.
No, I'm not. There are things that are out of the realm of norm.
Okay. So tell me more about that.
That's a good way to put it. And if you think about it, a lot of times things are proven later down the line. But whatever powers that be, I'm not saying which, but just whatever powers that be, usually including mainstream media, they want you to see this narrow view.
Okay.
I'm
So
just
give me an
saying.
example of a narrow view that maybe they pointed us in this direction, but we really should have been looking this way.
So, what do you think on there's Illuminati, there are the chemtrails from the jets, there's the 9/11, that's a controversial one, but I'm still putting it out there because this is America and we can think and say what we want still, so far. But they're out there. And are they conspiracy theories because somebody else calls them that, or is it just some facts that you haven't uncovered yet? I'm gonna need you to chime in instead of looking at me. I'm gonna need you to chime in.
No idea.
Yes, I'm just saying.
I mean, so talk to me about Illuminati. Where about in the picture and in the realm of the story? What part? You shake your head. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
They're supposed to be the power, the for real powers that are controlling the money system, the entertainment world, and all of that. And it's supposed to be. You've heard about the thing they say about the dollar, something on the dollar bill and all that. And I'm like, I'm not really looking into it that deep. I'm not discounting it, but I'm not confirming it either. Because I don't know. I just know, I believe everything is not what it seems. Everything is not what they tell us to believe.
Oh, I'm with you.
So that's all I'm saying. Think for yourself, people. Think for yourself. Just because mainstream media said something does not make it true. Just because a president or a congress member or a high-ranking power person said something does not make it true.
Oh, absolutely.
Do your own research.
And I think we've seen a lot of that lately, especially with the pandemic.
Correct.
For instance, and not saying it's a conspiracy theory, but just pointing you in one direction and it not being true.
The 5G and the
5G,
the microchip, the Bill Gates. I mean,
there's a lot going on right now, right?
It's a lot.
But there's a lot of things that have taken our attention towards the pandemic. And
Yes.
there's a lot of extra things that have been going on that people don't know anything about.
Yes.
So,
They said the UFOs weren't true, but then what happened? All this government documents have been released showing them. Showing the pilots and stuff filming these. Hey, we don't know what they're called. You can call them UFO, you can call them whatever, but it's something that isn't us flying around.
you mentioned to me one day something about the Kobe situation.
Man, y'all ain't gonna get me to believe that Kobe's copter went down off of just, you're not gonna get me to believe it. Nope, not gonna get me to believe it. It's not.
But he was working on something.
Absolutely, he was getting ready to overtake the NBA. He was becoming bigger than the NBA.
So these are the things that if you did no research, you're just like, oh man, his plane went down. Bad
Just
deal.
saying, just saying.
And then you dig a little deeper and you find out that this man was making big moves.
He was on the level of international money. When you get to the international money, the whole game changes. The game changes.
Absolutely.
And there are people who don't want that game to change.
Absolutely.
And, you know, believe it or not, just believe it or not. This is a family-friendly show. So you are free to believe how you want to believe.
Chandra, you have a great point. So the vaccinations with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked on this a couple of times, but I will remain a firm believer that I'm not taking it. I will wait till we have a pill form like Tylenol, and it says Tylenol, cold flu, and Corona. And that I will take. But everything else, I mean, I don't take any other vaccines at this point, and I've been good.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't get the flu shot. I don't get any of that. And
Yes.
you know, and we take temperatures before our people come in. We take our temperatures each day, and so for all the mask people out there, and we wear them when we're out in the public. But you know, we're in here in my establishment, and we're sitting down, and we got drinks, so we can't drink with the mask on too. So. But anyway, we're not condemning.
Check that box, though.
We're not condemning, or we're not saying, you know, wear your mask if you want to wear your mask. Don't wear your mask if you don't want to wear your mask. We are not condemning you either way. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we're just saying.
So let's talk about Breonna Taylor.
Man.
I don't want this to go by the wayside. I love that Oprah, for the first time in 20 years, gave up the front cover of her magazine to
She's
Breonna
only done
Taylor.
that twice.
I don't remember who the first was.
Ellen.
Okay. I just absolutely love it. So we need to make sure that we keep our eyes and keep our focus on this case, because since March 13th, I mean, and that's how long? We're pushing August 13th at this rate, almost 5 months.
Yeah.
And
No
still,
arrests.
No.
Yeah. But what have they have gotten the no-knock war or something?
Yep, it was banned. That was banned end of May.
Man,
And
you're not even safe in your house.
no, and one of those officers were fired. But still, that's great, but there's still more action that we need to see.
Still more
right?
action. Still
because
more
you
action.
went into this lady's apartment
Into her house.
and killed her. And then you arrested her boyfriend who was protecting
Who was
her
shooting
house.
back because you in their house.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I would do the same. And then how
Yes.
dare you take me to jail and try to charge me with something like that's
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't want us to lose focus. I don't want us to take our foot off the pedal. This is very, very important. And I'm going to keep shining a light on this probably every month at least, so that we keep, at least, so that we keep,
have to.
because, yeah, it's gotten quiet. People aren't doing as much as they were doing 3 months ago.
And
So,
that's the thing.
yeah. And we do that.
Yes.
And then everybody's like, oh, they're good, so we've
Yep.
sufficed that thing.
We're gung-ho for
No.
it, and then
No.
crickets.
We can't do that. So this is my little piece where I'm going to make sure we put our eyes back on it at least once a month, at least, so that we can keep up with what's the happenings, what's the followings, what is going on.
What is going on?
Absolutely.
Is what she said. That's what she said. All right. So the last thing I would talk about before we get ready to start introducing our guest is that travel.
Yes, Lord, I need some.
Need it in my life.
Look,
Need
got
it in my life.
some odd vacation days, okay, hours, but still,
Can't use nothing.
Can't use them.
We can't. People don't want America now. They're like, no, y'all not
Y'all
coming
can't come here.
You're not coming
Like,
here.
The Bahamas was like, where you from? No.
No, close
No.
to the USA.
I don't
Close.
blame them,
And you
though.
can't fault them.
No.
We can't fault them.
No.
You know, we closed our borders to people. Just
Yeah.
saying.
It's true.
So now it's like we can't go. We can't go on no cruises. How many of y'all getting ready to go on a cruise or have booked one because they're so cheap right now? I just need to know, because I need to know the methods and the things you're going to be doing precautionary. Because you confine, and if the virus should come on there, or somebody about to bring it on there, it's going to just, yeah.
See, so here's my deal. I know you like to hear about my deal.
Yes, I do. I do. Please tell me more.
I feel like if you went somewhere, like, as you know, Jamaica's my place.
Yes.
My happy place.
Yes.
If you go to Jamaica, all inclusive, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all you got to do is come out to eat and sit by the pool. You can still social distance if
Yes.
you'd like to do that thing.
Yes.
But go back to your little room and be good. You know what I'm saying? Go
Mhm.
see the sights. But if you're on a boat, how does everybody get 6 feet? Like, I just don't think there's a way. You got to pass on that little, what is it called, the side of the boat?
Yes.
I mean, that's not going to be
little
6
alleyway
feet.
or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
you got to
it's
pass down the little hallways. I just don't feel, if I were going to journey out, which I am going to journey out, but if I were, that the boat would be the first place I go. I definitely think I would.
Mm-hmm.
But I still got to get on a plane to get where I'm going. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
you dang if you do and dang if you don't.
But
But
people are getting canceled left and right.
Absolutely.
Their
Flights,
yeah,
yes.
their flights, their cruise, just stuff
Everything.
is getting canceled. And are they giving you refunds, or what's going on? What,
Mac
are we
Bell,
getting money?
Mac Bell said his vacation got
Hey,
canceled.
Mac, that's my fellow National League of Cities
I love it.
councilman. Good to see you, or good to see you
Good to
tuned
see
in.
you.
Appreciate that. And he's going up for election, so y'all vote for him down in Alabama.
Alabama. But yeah, I was the same way. I was going to go back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
And the flight got changed 3 times. It ended up 24 hours of travel.
That's
I
a
said,
sign.
No, yeah, absolutely. The 3, yeah.
Just saying,
And I
that's a
definitely
sign.
see that. And I was like, you know what? When they offered that third one, they offered a full refund. I was like,
Right.
yes, I will. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I just,
3 times is a sign.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, no, don't
Absolutely.
go.
Don't go.
Do not go. If you got that
There's
many.
more colorful words, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, keep yo at home. Absolutely.
That's what she said. She said what she said. And so, okay, so I'm excited about our guest today, right?
Yes.
I am excited. We met this young group when we went to the Chaos Brewing Company on Main Street, a new business here in town, and it was the Ideas on Tap through the Chamber.
Yes. Who Toby
And
told
which
us about.
was not, which Toby, our guest last week, told us about. And so hopefully you guys tuned into that. But that is something that we need more of. And we met these 3 young men, and they were kind of like, at first we were looking like, well, who are they? And then, me and my cohort here, my cousin, we were holding court at our table. And people were just kind of coming by and that kind of thing. And so they introduced themselves, and we were like, oh, okay. Come to find out, they've been customers of Me's Place. You know, that great soul food place that's on 1203 Broadway. You should come try it out. At least do the drive-thru. But anyway, so we met them, and they got to talking and said that they were new on the scene, we'll say. I think they go out to Missouri Southern or went to Missouri Southern, or they may still be students. We're going to let them tell you that, but we're excited to have them because they are musical, they are thinkers,
Artistic.
artistic.
Encapsulates all of that because I don't want to put a lid on it.
Yeah.
I really don't. Because the more we
Yes.
talked, the more they told us they did, and I was like, I don't even know.
We don't know, but we're about to find out. So, Words or Less is about to join us, and we want you guys to come up with some questions for them. And we're excited because this is our younger set.
Absolutely. Not that I'm old, but
Well, no.
yeah.
Well,
Not
we
that
might be
I'm-
climbing in age, but we still look good. That's all that matters. That's all that matters because we don't crack.
That's right.
You know the first part. All right. So we're going to welcome our guest. Bam! Look at there. We're going to let them introduce to you. Look at hey.
We gonna bring the energy every time.
They about to take the energy level up about like this. And we're here for it. We are here for it. So go ahead, we'll start on the far end there. Introduce yourself to our studio, look, our studio audience. And our live guests. Yeah.
We hold it down.
This is big time here, y'all. Y'all didn't know? Better ask somebody. Okay.
So my name is Tommy. In hashtag Words or Less, I go by Tommy with a plus, and spelled with the plus sign first. OMMY with a plus. The plus sign is obviously for positivity. Because we want to stay positive, so did the whole thing.
Go ahead.
You see what I did there?
Go ahead.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, I see this ain't gonna work. All right. Well, I'm Jonte. In hashtag Words or Less, I go by perk period, and that's because perks here. Period. You feel me?
Period. All right.
What's up, everybody? I'm Chris. In Words or Less, I go by Chris Cameron, aka KC Vibes, because I bring the vibes. Like whatever it is, I'm just trying to
Hey,
be jumping.
we vibing with y'all. We vibing with you. We vibing with you.
Hey, I love it. When they first got here, KC was in his seat. He was doing his thing, and I was like,
Yeah.
he's getting with it. He's like, I'm about to get out of my seat. I go, no, stay in your seat. We need you to stay in your seat.
We're like, need you to
Yes,
sir.
stay there. But welcome, y'all. We are really excited to have you.
We're excited to be a part of
Yeah,
this.
thank you for
Thank
having us.
Glad to be a
you.
part,
Tell
for
the
sure.
people, Words or Less. Where did that come from? How did we put that together?
We want and
Plus sign?
want to know.
Plus sign.
And the plus sign and the period.
Well, Words or Less first started in 2016. Honestly, we were in a phase. Me and Jonte had just finished playing football at Missouri Southern, and we were just trying to figure out a way to express ourselves. It had been the first moment in life that the first real thing that we had ever used our entire life to express ourselves through had been taken away. And so for anybody who has any type of athletic background and had to go through that journey, it's a little foggy at first. So we were just trying to find different ways or different things to I guess, fill that void, if you will. And we started doing business, and my first mentor told me, he's like, you need to find a way to brand yourself. And so I'm like, man, I wanted to take a approach to expressing myself, not physical, because obviously football is a very physical sport, and so I wanted to begin to recreate myself and recreate what I had stood for up until that point. So that's when hashtag Words or Less came to mind. The art of expressing yourself in words or less are usually art, but however that may be. And that's really just how it all came about.
Okay. I like that.
I've been fortunate enough to know these two gentlemen. I met Christopher my sophomore year in high school.
Yeah.
And then I met Kurt my freshman year of college. And then we've all just been super close since then. So they always supported me in the movement and everything. it just kind of kept growing from there.
Okay, so you're kind of the starter of the group, or?
Yes, I act as the CEO, I guess.
Oh,
Okay.
There we go,
I
boss
like
man.
that.
part of law. Part of law.
I ain't wanna
Excuse
throw
me,
it out.
the CEO.
I want to give some props out. There's some behind the scenes people, right?
Yes.
So tell us who those people are.
Absolutely.
So behind the scenes, we have lovely Leslie. You all may or may not know Leslie, but Leslie is pretty much. She runs all of our marketing.
Look,
all of
there
our
they are, right
network
there.
She does all of our organizing and keeping us in line, making sure we are where we need to be. If we're at events, she's walking around, networking,
Okay.
talking to people, as well as we have Jaden. Jaden is our newest member to the team.
Yeah.
She assists Leslie in those jobs, and they're really amazing. They help.
They ahead, hunters.
Yeah, keep us afloat for sure. And when we're around, and we're just looking for something. They're on their phones. They're networking.
Okay.
They're always doing, I guess, the dirty work, if you will. We just get to come and look pretty.
Face.
Well, they look a lot better than y'all, but it's all good. As long as y'all have the voice, you know, you the voices. Everybody's got their parts, right? Okay, that's what it
Gotta
takes.
run your 111.
It takes everybody to make it happen. So tell us some things that you guys, that when you were forming this and starting this, what were some things that you were hoping to accomplish, and what are some things that you are still, have in the pipeline to do?
For sure. I would say for some things that I would say that we're looking to accomplish, or where the aspiration came, or where we're trying to align to now. From my perspective, is we are trying to align in a situation to where we can be that bridge of gap between anybody that does any type of art, but they feel like their art is not really reaching the amount of people or the right crowd.
Right.
And see, when you look at anything like, say you're an artist, right? What's the big thing that you're looking for? You're looking for a publishing deal or some type of deal, right? To get you onto radios, to get you onto, so you can be a seen commodity. But what if there was a middleman in between you and a deal where it didn't have to be so much like, okay, I'm in a deal now, or there's a group of people, there's a collective of people that believe in me, in my message, and will do anything in their power to help push my thought process, or push my
idea.
push my idea to another strength without it having to be all about it being a contract or being on paper, or you feel like someone's trying to bleed you for your money. Like that's not what we want to do, and that's definitely not where we want to go to. Where we want to be is where basically you're in a label almost in certain aspects without really being in one, into where you go to a certain point with us until your cap is reached of just where we can take you, and then you can take off on by your own. But you don't have to be constrained into something or feel like someone's trying to hold in the beauty that you have within.
You can direct your own life. You're not, nobody's calling the shots but you.
Exactly.
But you just are using you guys as a medium to help get to that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how whenever Tommy's on, whenever we're out and about and we're just explaining what Words of Less is, or at least I try, I just put my spin on it. But Tommy's always he breaks down the motto, which is pure self-expression is the only way to true pure enlightenment. And so really like what Perk was saying, it's just we want to help people build themselves up.
Okay.
Because we're not here, like you said, we don't want you to sign on a dotted line. It's nothing like that. Really, we want you to be able to find that spark within yourself, and it's you know what? They helped me. It's now I can take it up to this level.
Right. Okay. So you said self-expression is the way to pure enlightenment. It's how are you helping people develop their self-expression, or to realize their self-expression, or what they want to do? How do you help them realize that? And I'm asking that from a young perspective, because there's so many youth out there who have ideas and want to do things but don't know how to go to that next level. So how do you guys help them with that?
It all is dependent upon the individual.
Okay.
Everybody has a different style of art and a different style they desire to go about expressing it. So first, it's about building the relationship with that person,
Okay.
that artist,
Okay.
and just really finding out what it is that they truly desire from this experience. And so in figuring out what that is, I'm able to then, that for a moment, the music and what you desire to do goes out of the window, because now it's on to what type of person are you? What type of morals are you building
Absolutely.
on? What are you conditioned to? How can I help you become the best version of you to help you become the best artist or
Absolutely.
produce the best art that you desire to do? And so it's just, it differs in that process of, what the young person is maybe going through or what their current status is in life.
Okay.
So let's talk about the group, right? So y'all, like outside of this, that's why I meant there's so much that y'all do. That portion, where, when did y'all start? I mean, at some point when we get rid of this COVID thing, why not a set at Me's, in the evening? Like,
It's happening.
because I'm the one that
It's gonna happen.
I just make those things happen. Like, I'm like, I know a person.
Right.
It's gonna
Why
happen.
not a set? What do you?
You want us to bring the soulful music?
Hey,
Soul
I'll bring the
food?
food. She'll bring the food.
I like that.
Always somebody to put you out there. While they ain't not putting
Because
themselves
y'all
out
know
there.
I don't cook. But anyway,
Zero.
best sous chef around her. But yeah, talk to me. Tell us.
So we would absolutely love to do a set here.
For sure.
And like I said, so funny story, when Words of Less first started, we actually didn't do anything Words of Less for like about a year, because when I moved to Joplin and I started it, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so the energy led us led me to a group by the name of they go by Struggle Life.
Okay.
Shout out to my guy Aaron Clark. He did a lot of good things for me to be able to be at this point. But so it's really just spending a year basically learning the ins and outs of what it was to even
Like that.
run a group, seeing a lot of people come and go, seeing opportunities come from nothing, seeing those ones you thought you had go to
Man.
dust. So I had about a year and a half to kind of figure that out, and then I want to say maybe 2018? Maybe 2018, we started doing Words or Less shows, and then we started building it, and we got to a point to where the team was large, and then some things happened. We lost some members, we lost some shows, some opportunity. Life happened.
Okay.
And so then, honestly, it was in this COVID situation for us personally that things really started to happen. I can definitely say, obviously, on the performing end of things, a little bit of a drop.
Yeah.
I
got you.
But just, I guess, COVID holding people to move a little less allowed us to be in the positions and in the places that we needed to be when we were supposed to be there to meet the people that we needed to meet. Kind of like a situation like this. And so it's really been now, it's just learning the marketing side, learning the networking side, just understanding the business side of things. The performing side,
Y'all got that on lock.
We got that on lock.
Yeah.
We got that on lock.
And y'all gonna get a taste of that here in a little bit.
So,
I think another cool part is really this is the first time that we've all been together for this duration of time.
Absolutely.
Because I went out to school in New Mexico for a period of time. So when COVID started happening, I was in my own little
Yes.
phase and everything. But being away really helped me, because when I first got involved in Words, I didn't know what I was gonna bring.
Yeah.
So it was just going out there really gave me the time to invest in myself and be like, you know what, this is what I have, knowing that I'm what I have to bring to the
All
team.
right.
And everything. And now that we're all together, the momentum that we've been able to build up has been so beautiful. I'm so glad that I could be out here be with the boys and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm getting worked up.
Jump across the table and get ready.
Stay in your body. Stay in your body.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say it's very interesting. Like I have really jumped around a lot of what I brought to Words or Less. So when it comes to music, I actually have a background where I actually have some family that are pretty known people.
Okay.
And they tour, and they've been basically my godfather's been touring for 20 years straight. Been touring for 20 years straight, doing over 200 dates for 200 day touring for 20 years straight. And so, and he's been my godfather since day one, like since he's been my godfather since day one, like since I've been born and growing up and just seeing just how they move and just how everything, and going to concerts where I don't have to pay and then just get up there and just do whatever. Like I was on stage for a stage at the age of like 6, sitting there shaking, didn't know what to do. There's thousands of people. I'm, whoa, what is this? Like, so I mean, like I kind of had a background of this, but then I never really actually took on music for most of my life. Like for most of my life, I actually wanted to be a lawyer, and I wanted to, which I still want to be a lawyer, but like that was more. Then, like, so for a long time, I thought that would be more my aspect of just kind of being more of the legal team for the team. Like, you know, just being able to take care of the cross the I's, do the T's, and read the fine print. Like, you know, that's where I always thought my mind.
Read the fine print.
Yeah, like I kind of brought that back around. Yeah, no, that's all about. I knew about how that reading the fine print is one of the most important things that you can do, because that right there can save you millions of dollars just from a song lyric to a song phrase. Like, but you got to understand that. And that's the thing. I don't feel like a lot of people, a lot of young artists, I don't believe they understand that it's the little things. Like, you might be able to have, like, you know, you might have a great voice, but can you do the little things right? Can you do the behind the scenes things right? And so that's where I truly believe for a while that's where I would be behind the scenes with doing that type of things, and making sure that our tour dates was correct, making sure that we had that the money was going to be correct wherever we were going, and make sure contracts everything was right, which I can still have a good hand in that. But in between that time, I've actually really grown into myself musically and expressing my art. I used to be one of those type of people that would sabotage themselves, in the sense of I would be like, I would self-sabotage in the sense of I'd be like, I'm not creative. My whole life, I've never thought I was creative.
You
that's
were
why
speaking it into existence, and that's what you were getting.
Exactly. So it's just like, I was doing that, so I always thought that I was a right-minded person. I was really good at math. I was really good at understanding facts. Like, I was just, everything had to be, if it was black and white, like I understood that. Was in debate, I did all those types of things. But then and I actually did perform. I love to perform. I used to act my whole life, actually. So doing that, like being a part of acting and just being like the face of something, I've always wanted to do that. But then once you told me, I have to create my own stuff, you can't just give it to me. Now I'm like, I don't know. But really, since about like 2018, I would say that's whenever it really started to kind of get, it just, one day something just clicked. It was just, after so many, you should just be an artist, bro. You should just be an artist.
Just do it.
Just do it. And one day I was like, well, hell, I guess I'll just do it. And I've just been doing it ever since. And I just truly believe that I became my own person, in my own way, own into that.
I like how you said the young artist, you can do that kick. How the young artist doesn't necessarily understand that black and white, that contract thing, all that. And I love how, going back to the other portion of your business, you're like, we don't need that. We don't even need a contract and this and that. Like, we just want to work for the people. Really, it's about the people. The contract piece, you got to have somebody that can understand it, right? So you might have your contract and have it all put together, but me as an artist, which I'm not, me as an artist, looking at that thing with no representation, again, they do like what I said, and they just sign because they're just so happy to get that thing. Like, well, I don't know what it says. I don't know how much I'm actually going to make if it's $1.99. You know, I don't have a clue. But I'm just so happy that someone presented me something. So I like that what you said on this portion of your business, you then applied back to the other portion of your business, and are like, we don't even need that. Like, let's just take that off the table and let them know we're really honestly working for them. So I love that.
And that probably has more of an impact, because if you think of the New Editions, the Tony Braxtons, the TLCs, that had this agent or agency or these labels that they're signed to that they didn't read that fine print, and then you're saying, oh man, they went bankrupt, they lost millions, and it's because they didn't know that portion of the business.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying, it is important. And even myself as running a restaurant, yeah, I can cook, but I got books, I got bills, I have, cleaning. You have to know all the portions of your business, of your endeavor.
Absolutely.
So when somebody says, oh, they need to stay in their lane as an entrepreneur, we're like, no, we have the whole highway.
Absolutely.
I was about to say, what's a lane?
Yeah, we got the whole highway, the whole freeway, whatever, It's like, no, there's no lane for an entrepreneur. There's no lane for a small business person. You have the whole freeway.
Absolutely.
So tell me something that you guys would say to the youth out there today that's maybe a little bit younger than you guys and then a little older than you guys, but that are starting out in these kind of things or wanting to start whatever it is they want to start. What advice would you guys give them?
My first advice is going to be get out of your own way, and that's something that
You heard it right here
I
on the
didn't
Colbert
learn.
Connection.
I really didn't truly learn what that meant until like the past few months, like me being out here. But like that, you're your biggest enemy. Like you can't blame nobody else. You can't point the finger at anyone but what you see in the like mirror reflection.
Yeah.
So it's like get out of your own way and take that leap of faith. Like just have faith in yourself.
So one says get out of your own way, take the leap of faith.
I would say, I would tell them, definitely believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to stand out. And I would also tell them, man, have fun. At your entire life, for the rest of your life, make sure you find the fun in everything that you do.
Oh man, how vital is that?
It's not work.
Absolutely.
It's not
Because
work. If you enjoy what you do. Y'all don't feel like you're like, hey, I was like, what y'all do? 9 to 5. They were like, what's 9 to 5?
What's 9 to 5?
And I was like, oh, just me. Okay. Just me. All right. I'll put
Yeah,
that.
it's a certain freedom, isn't
That's
it?
right.
Do you
Absolutely.
feel a certain freedom in being able to do that?
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
and everybody doesn't know what it feels like to experience that freedom. After a certain point, you feel like it was taken away from you, but you just gave it up, honestly.
Wow, that's pretty profound.
Yes, ma'am.
That probably bears worth repeating.
He's like, can I
I
say
need
that
you to
again?
right at that camera and let them know that. Let the people, let Facebook America know
I
that.
was just saying, a lot of people don't get to experience that because they feel like it was taken away from them. And I said, but you just gave it up. At the end of the day, that's what happened. So don't let that go. That's something you gotta.
That
I
hits hard.
encourage you all to hold on to that for as long as you can. Absolutely.
I wasn't paying attention when he first said it. So when
Yeah,
he brought it, I was like,
it's
oh.
hard. It hits, yeah.
And definitely love and love yourself. Love yourself through your faults and love yourself through your successions. Because if you don't love yourself during the time that you feel that you're not reaching those peaks, then how can you love yourself or really reach to the level of that true succession? So if you're loving yourself throughout the whole process, then you will reach wherever you want to reach.
Love yourself. So many of our younger people are so tied into these that social skills become like next to nothing. So knowing that we use these little hand brains, knowing that we have to, oh my baby, my grandson, knowing that, yeah, my grandson.
She slammed the phone talking about my baby. Oh, talking about the phone.
Sure did. I was just trying to show it for an example. But when that little face flashes, I'm like, oh, everybody needs to see him. But what advice or what would you say to them to use that as to their advantage instead of the disadvantage that it gives them? Because when you're texting, there's no emotion. I mean, yeah, you can put an emoji or whatever, but there's no expression, there's no emotion. So to get them from that to this, how would you have them do that?
I think one thing is we're all being brainwashed at some point in time through the things that we watch, we take in. So it's like when you think about that, how do you want to be brainwashed? Are you gonna let somebody else brainwash you and like be your influence, or are you gonna be your own personal? So it's all about like wrapping things around your true desires. Like, what is it that you want? People have to like really like wake up and be like, you know what, this is what I want. Like,
This is what I want.
This is what I want. Now, how do I go get it? Like, so it's like once you start thinking about how am I gonna get it now you're just always trying to include something like that could add to it. I actually deleted all my social media. Like today, I actually got rid of the last one because I was like, you know what? Like, I just wanted to tap out from what everyone else was programming me into. I be laughing at stuff on Twitter that I probably shouldn't even be laughing at.
Yes.
And I'm like, why is that funny?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do I build myself up now? You remove yourself, but that doesn't mean I gotta get rid of my phone because I still got my phone on, but I'm gonna use it to my benefit now.
Actually, I love that. Use it to your benefit. Yes.
I would say one thing that you could also do is change the narrative of what's the phone for. So outside of for just fun, like using it for this is an educational piece. Like you have the Google Drive on there, right? So like you, just to piggyback off what he was saying, there's a certain person that obviously you want to mold yourself to. So when molding yourself to that person, you have to know how to do it. Well, that's what you have the Google Drive for. That's what YouTube's for. You could type in anything on YouTube and get millions of reviews of just telling you specifically how to do it, what you want to do, how to do it, and everything. But the thing is it doesn't matter if you don't utilize it in that way. So utilize it instead of using this is just a phone for me to have fun and text on. This is a phone for me to connect with people that are from far distances I cannot connect with. You know, so and that could be through calling. I think people really lost the aspect of being on the phone and talking to somebody. Like, talk to somebody to where it's a complete, like, it's a conversation. Like texting, you can sit there, delete it, and come back to it. Like it's too disconnected.
Yeah.
Talk to people on the phone, really feel them and understand them. You can understand someone way better on the phone than you can do text message. But before that, what is your phone for? Your phone's not there for fun, it's there for education. You paying this phone bill for education. Get the education out of your phone because that's what it's there for.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and preach or something.
Hey, I'm trying to.
Because those are some gems you just dropped. I mean,
telling me to do it.
Man. Well, you better start listening to family. You can run, but you can't hide.
All right, us.
I feel like they really hit it on the head with everything, honestly. Just again, it's just about what are you using it for, and being mindful of that, and not just that, but being mindful of the amount of time that you spend on it. Finding time away from it, finding time for yourself, just finding a true balance on using it, and then going along with what my two counterparts had to say there. Knocking it out the park. They don't leave me no space.
So I have to admit, I was guilty of.
Yes.
She didn't know what I was going to say.
I already
She just
know.
immediately
I already know.
you know, in one hand, always, right? Always attached to something on social media. And someone gave me a reality check, and I didn't like it, right, when it happened, but I was like, that dude was right.
Yes.
Like,
Oh.
but he was like, you miss everything in the moment because you're so busy, Facebook, whatever it was, or texting, and I'm like, dang, you're right, because y'all could have been having a conversation, and I don't even know what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And so I had to make that change, and I was like, I feel like I've gotten a lot better with it. Like
You have.
We hung out the other night, and my phone was in the car, like. And I felt so naked almost.
Yeah, it's like,
but I was like, but I was in the moment, right? So I get it. Living in the moment, that's huge. And
Yes.
especially, like you said, the younger you get, the
Yes.
less moments that you live in. But I think that's
And the
relative.
older you get, the
I would
less
say
moments you
that-
have to live in.
That rocks with the parents though, because you see what are the parents doing with the 3 and 4 year olds? They're up there crying, give them the tablet, give them the tablet, put on, turn it on. So it's like, you know, you gotta. That's the thing, you know. When you look at generations, like I was born in '95, and then I'm pretty sure '96, and then when you were in '96, so like we're right at that cusp. It's cool. We're right at that cusp. We're right at that cusp to where it's like phones, definitely social media wasn't a thing yet.
Right.
It wasn't even really a thing. YouTube wasn't really like, I think it was maybe a blip in someone's thought process, but it was not there. So at the end of the day, we still had to, we still grew up with You gotta play with toys. You better
Yes.
watch a movie. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
outside.
Go outside.
Talk.
So,
Talk.
because I'm telling you right, I didn't have a phone until 7th grade, and that was because we moved. And this is another thing that black people gotta stop doing too. But we moved from more impoverished area of Missouri, and then we moved to Overland Park, Kansas. And they felt like they wanted to keep me up with everybody else because they knew, everybody else probably gonna have a phone here, so we probably need to give them a phone.
Johnson County?
Yeah, Johnson
Yeah.
County, you know what time it is. So
Yes,
it's
it
like
is.
they was just trying to make sure that I stayed on the same level as everybody else.
Yeah.
Was the only one that was out, but like it's just a factor. But that's when you gotta really think. That's like 11, 12 years that I'm rocking no phone. So it's like I didn't have the attachment to it. Like my attachment to the phone is like, don't get me wrong, I'll be on that thing.
Yeah.
But if I leave it somewhere, I'm not like, wow, man, I left my phone. I'm good. Like I'm
Turn
never.
around, turn around.
We ain't gotta drive back an hour. Like I'm good. But see, that's the thing. Now, if you talk about a 2001 baby, a 2000 baby, where everything was vibrant.
Man.
Now it's like they
it's
gotta have that thing. Like
terrible.
there's no such thing as not having it.
Yeah.
So, but I also believe, like I said, on top of it being a generational thing, it's the parents. The parents are getting younger. They want to put stuff in people's faces, but you got to think, what am I doing to my child? Am I improving them? Am I going to make them better, or am I giving them something that's going to cripple them?
Right.
You know, it's funny because this pandemic has done a whole lot of damage,
Yes,
right?
it has.
Because everybody's at home all day.
Yes.
And so, already, that's the first thing, like, oh, crying, here we go again. I got
Yeah.
to call here.
We got the
Take
Netflix
this.
going,
Yeah.
Hulu, we
All
got
that.
them all, Apple TV, everything's
All of
playing.
it. Everything. and that's still, you know what I mean? Like, there's no go outside because I have to watch you out
Yeah.
there and I can't do that. The wind will be blowing on this phone call.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So,
Stop.
that's that 9 to 5. Y'all don't know nothing about that. So, but on that 9 to 5, you don't know nothing about it, okay? But on that 9 to 5, I mean, you're trying to manage all these pieces. And so, in your head, like you say, those young parents are like, what device can I give? And so we've got to find better ways. We've got to find other ways. We've got to send the kids to the backyard. We've got to do those things that we were doing in the 83s and the 70s.
I grew up in
95.
But it's important though, it is. And it connects them back with outside, with nature, with being creative.
Yep.
Because, and not get me wrong, there are people who are creative with they've been able to develop apps and different things like that. And we're not knocking that and saying that that's a bad thing. That's a great, they developed Facebook with it. So it's not that it's a bad thing, but when you use it in place of that social interaction and you use it in place of raising your kids or teaching your kids common respect even, then it becomes, that's when the problems set in. But so you guys are able to spread messages like that through your music, and y'all gonna give us a little freestyle, right? Y'all not gonna just leave us hanging. You're gonna give the audience.
Or not freestyle. Look, because it's open. Y'all do what y'all
Yeah,
want to do.
whatever y'all
feel,
wanna do.
y'all vibing with
Y'all
right now.
on Facebook, y'all ready to hear some music from Words or Less? Because I think that we done kept them tied down long. I hear them already starting, and we are okay with that. So, Words or Less is getting ready to bless us with some music. We're getting that. And so we're going to let y'all, when they come back on, you're going to be hearing the dynamic sounds of Words or Less.
Okay, so this one will be an original.
Where's the last piece?
Original off of our album. And it's okay, which is streaming on all platforms. You can see that you can get this on YouTube. Also, you can get it on YouTube, anything, Spotify, your Apple, your Tidal. What else they got out there?
Amazon.
Google Play,
Shrimp Wreck, I don't know.
Napster.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need it on, baby. She got it. She got it. It's on all of it. It's on all of it.
Go stream that.
Seriously.
So, all right, we're going to try to hit it. See what it's talking about. I'm going to get the beat in my head. Okay, here we go. Hard and pure. and it shows sometimes. Excuses profusely endured, and it only ain't right. See the glimmer of the light, wow, such a beautiful sight. And it bend up in the light, your light, and it shows sometimes.
Thinking I can't leave, no. Got me on the leash, no. Gonna hit the streets, go. Oh, evil in these people, see it through a people. I cannot believe, no, no, no. Clarity of refugee, been traveling together, always next to me. Next to keep it close, I keep it right here next to me. Where did I go wrong? I refuse to believe you're gone again. Gone and now you're gone and now you're left with memories to sleep, or else you'll bring me down. I can't let you bring me down. I've been drowning hopelessly, waiting to find refuge, but I don't know how that can be. If you don't answer me, why won't you answer me?
Heart ain't pure, and it shows sometimes. Excuses profusely endured, and you know it ain't right. See the glimmer of the light, wow, such a beautiful sight. Bent up in the light, your light, and it shows sometimes.
Thinking I can't leave,
No.
Got me on a leash,
No.
Gonna let the streets go.
Go.
Oh, evil in these people,
Oh.
see it through a people.
Oh.
I cannot believe,
No.
no, oh. Clarity of refugees, traveling together, always rescuing these texts. Keep it close, I keep it right here next to me.
Hey, that was the one. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
I should have got the little water daddy before I went. I was like,
All right, so that is Words or Less, everybody.
Listen.
And they will be coming
Sweat.
to Me's place just as soon
Oh, we'll be there Friday.
as we were.
Right.
He'll be there
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, we.
Soon
But
as
we
we,
don't let it in.
yeah. Well, we're going to have y'all.
Okay.
Between 11 and 2 p.m. we will be
Yeah.
there.
As you should be.
And Saturday as well.
And that'll be the drive-through. Don't forget.
And we
Except for every so often we open up the dining room.
you know.
But
Just hit us
so,
up.
she's like, let us know. So we will thank you guys for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
And,
having us. Thank you for having us.
We
Thank you
look
so
forward
much.
to hearing a lot of the things you guys are going to be doing later on in the future.
Absolutely.
And hopefully,
Y'all gonna have us back on the show? Let me
Of
chill.
course.
Right, let me go ahead and
I
ask
thought-
questions.
I thought that's
Yes,
what you
y'all
was
Y'all got
saying.
questions. Y'all got questions.
Y'all was asking questions. We got a question.
Y'all got a question? We got answers. We always got an answer. So, but anyway, thank you. Look, because sometimes you guys just cut us off because we can go. We can go.
Let's go.
So thank you for joining us today. We actually had a question of the week that we're going to give to you, and Danica,
She's gonna be coming out of left pocket.
left pocket
This
or
one.
right.
This, yeah.
Yeah, whichever one.
So the question is of the week: if you could pick the VP, who's it gonna be?
Oh,
How did I know that's what it was
Who's
going
it
to
gonna be? Okay, well, let's ask them first. Okay.
Okay.
They here. Who's it
Okay,
gonna
off
man,
top.
these the politics,
Off
man.
top.
in the group.
Look, just from the little research that I did, right? If I wanted who I want to be VP, I need the Miss Melody. Let's go!
that secret
I
sauce.
think this face would win the don't react challenge. Whatever that new TikTok is, I mean like this. Because this was nowhere near nothing that we. No, I don't even know. I can't even. So
Wait, we're not done. Next.
man,
Next.
Hey, that was a team vote. We all
We was all in on that one.
take it hard, Yes.
Get her in office.
Hey.
So anyway, thank you for joining us on the Colbert Connection. We hope to see you next week.
Who's next week? Who's next week?
Next week we have, oh my gosh, next week we have the new Missouri Southern University president is going to come and share some wisdom with us and tell us some of the things he hopes to see in his first 100 days, 50 days.
Y'all, I couldn't imagine this being my first year in position. We got a pandemic, we got schools, we may or may not go. There's a lot of things on the plate right now, and we want to know. So bring your questions, check us out, and if you got some early, send them to us because we will surely ask the hard
Absolutely. Send them to us in the DMs, and we'll see you next week so we can fuss and discuss some more topics. And thanks for joining us on the Colbert Connection.
See y'all.
Let me see this outside.